Hello everyone, this is Aaron Fitch from ATF Gaming and welcome back to NASCAR Heat Evolution. Today we are going to Talladega for the Geico 500. Last week we had a 15th place finish at Richmond, and before that we had our first win at Bristol, if you don't recall. That was a pretty good episode. So, sponsor, we need to lower our standards a little bit. We're gonna do that, I believe. Yeah, we're gonna do that. I really don't know how well we're gonna do here at Talladega. I don't think we have enough money for the next thing. Not yet. We should after this race, though. So we're gonna head to Talladega. Thank you guys so much for tuning in again. I'm looking forward to another good race. So we just have the one lap qualifying here at Talladega at the restrictor plate tracks. Sorry about that. Shouldn't have to do any setup adjustments. I'm probably going to qualify last, just like I did at Daytona. I probably don't even need to run this qualifying session, but it's worth a shot. Just a waste of 2 minutes in my opinion. Now at restrictor plate tracks you're supposed to run along the high line for lap 1 and then on the low line for lap 2. Unfortunately I am not skilled enough to get that close to the wall on the first lap, so I'm going to try to run a middle line here. Might even run a little lower, but middle line is definitely the way I want to go here. That's not what I wanted to do. I looked over at the screen, at my computer screen for 1 second, and now I hit the wall and I probably scrubbed off all the speed I needed. Remember, start-finish line is after the tri-oval, right here. Oh, we do get 2 laps, so I have another lap to warm up here. But yeah, thank you guys so much again for tuning in. I'm sure I said that already, but it really means a lot to me, all the support I've been getting. Obviously, it's early days for the channel, so not getting any money out of this and not really getting the view counts I need to be successful, but for those of you who do watch, I really appreciate it. I'm going to try to keep this channel going as long as I can. Obviously, life gets in the way at times and I might not be able to keep this channel going full time, but I will give it my best effort, and I hope that maybe I can make a good video and that can get discovered by somebody. But lap 1 was a 54.8, so we're going to go straight down to the yellow line now. I'm definitely going to try to keep this going as long as I can. But I am in a position where I need a job. I'm in college, so I still have college classes that I need to take. Obviously the summer gives me a little break, even though I am taking 1 class this summer, but it's giving me a bit of a break to let me focus on this and my family and other things in life. So I appreciate that, and hopefully once school starts up again in the fall, I can still be able to make these videos on a regular schedule. Yep, we qualified last, just like I predicted. We're over about 3 seconds behind the pack. So let's start the race.
At 2.66 miles, Talladega Superspeedway is the largest track on the NASCAR circuit. Every inch of this track is packed with tight racing and the possibility of the big one right around every turn. The drivers dread the uncertainty that Talladega provides, but the fans love every minute of the close racing. This is Talladega. There's no place quite like it.
Alright, here we go. Starting last. We're going to have to work our way up through the field. Gotta make sure we don't lose the draft here on the first lap. That's gonna be the hard part, because we don't get the best restart. So we gotta make sure we stay in the draft, getting up to speed. If we lose the draft, we have no hope. Except for maybe some rubber banding. Alright. We'll get down to the low line now. I have a strategy at these restricted plate tracks that usually works with this AI. You just gotta try to get it to the bottom. When they come off of corners, they usually tend to go up a lane and leave the bottom open. But then when they go into the tri-oval, they start to go back to the bottom. So you got to stay on the bottom. See, they're kind of moving up. So you got to stay on the bottom, get underneath them, and then they'll fall. The line will come back to you. But I didn't really have enough speed yet. We're not quite up to speed. But you see, they're leaving a little opening down there, so I'm going to take it. That's going to be the way to go, I think. This is not the way I want to go. They were so slow. I had people above, I had people below. They were just really slow, so I didn't have a choice. I'm kind of glad I got off the bottom now, because you just saw the bottom line get tanked. Got the Benedetto coming up in our mirror. What is our fuel strategy? 13 laps on the fuel, so we'll pit around halfway. That'll be good. Shouldn't really be any weird fuel mileage gamble that we have to do. So the pack is already spread out a little bit more than I would have hoped. But we are up to 25th, which is one of our sponsorship objectives. We had 25th and 20th, I believe, were the two sponsorship objectives. I don't know if we're going to be able to catch back up to that lead pack or not. I will try my hardest, but I don't think it's going to be very easy. Oh, McMurray got underneath me. Now I got nobody to draft with here. But thankfully Menard comes up. I'm going to follow Menard. Actually, McMurray is clear, so I'm going to go down low again. So try to get underneath McMurray here. Oh, we got a run coming on the high side here by Casey Mears. I'm below the yellow line, which in regular NASCAR would be illegal, but in NASCAR Heat Evolution, they don't really have those rules in place. We are 3 wide, now we are 4 wide. Got Casey Mears powering through on the high side. He doesn't really have any drafting help either, so. Alright, we got David Reagan. I'm going to try to get underneath him. Hopefully Casey Mears will give me some drafting help. But the pack is really spread out now, unfortunately, so we're probably not going to be able to get too many positions. I'm trying to stay with Mears, but he's pulling away. He's getting the draft of that pack ahead of him. But I got around Paul Menard. I still got a little bit of the taste of the draft from Casey Mears, but I don't think I'll have it for much longer. In NASCAR Heat Evolution, you really gotta get the draft from ahead of you. The draft behind you is not gonna help you too much, unfortunately. And that's really pretty similar to most of the other NASCAR games. Like, I got Paul Menard right behind me, but he's really not giving me any help. Well, I think we're gonna be stuck in this position for a little while. I might cut some of this out. This might be a little repetitive, but I might not. I've said that before, and then I either forget or I don't. We got Jamie McMurray coming in on the inside, but not Paul Menard on the outside. I'm going to stick to the inside because I feel better about that. But now McMurray bails on me and goes with Menard. Probably a smart decision. Man, if we hadn't gotten that little discombobulation at the beginning, I think we would have been perfectly fine. Been able to make up some positions in the pack. But we really need a caution now in order to tighten everybody back up, because I'm not going to be able to get many positions at this rate. Alright, we are catching up to somebody. I'm not sure who that is. We're just kind of in a 3-car pack right now. McMurray's pulling out ahead of us. That looks like maybe AJ Allmendinger up ahead. I'm not really sure. I'm just going to stick here with Paul Menard. I really don't have much of a choice. We have Chris Buescher behind us, but I don't think that's going to help us too much. We're going to get underneath Menard. I'm going to try to get the draft of McMurray up ahead. And that is Allmendinger ahead of him. Give McMurray a little shove. Shoving doesn't really help too much in this game. At least not for you. It might for the car in front, but it certainly slows you down. I was hoping not to let Allmendinger go down, but I got under him. Good. It looked like he was going to fall in line with me and McMurray. Now we got to not lose McMurray's draft, because that's going to be the gateway to the next group of cars right there. Which looks like Casey King and Kyle Larson. But I don't think I'll be able to keep it. So I'm going to follow him in front of Buescher here. So he's just pulling away. I don't really have enough speed, unfortunately. Now, if you recall at Daytona, the AI was doing like a 3-stop strategy, and I was going to be able to do a 2-stop strategy if it wasn't for a badly timed caution. Well, I don't know if that's going to be a similar trend here at Talladega. It's the same length race, 500 miles, but it's a longer track, so there'll be less laps. I mean, obviously we're only running a portion of the race, so we only got 24 laps. If they're doing a 3-stop strategy, they would have been in by now, I would assume. Or they'll be coming in this time. That's Kevin Harvick right behind us. That seems like a low position for him to be in. He must have been in that mess at the Messing lap. Okay, they are pitting. This is interesting. I might be able to pull off a fuel mileage win, but knowing this game, I'm sure there's going to be a caution that'll come out. Badly timed caution. I'm going to let Buescher go by so I can have a little drafting help here. So we're in third right now. I'm not going to pit until lap 12. But unfortunately, rubber banding is probably going to cause me to slow down a little too much. Buescher and who's that way up ahead? Boyer? They're going to come in now, I would assume. And I'm going to be hung out to dry, unfortunately. But if I can make this on fuel mileage, I think I'll be in good shape. If they have to do 2 stops... Yep, there goes Boyer and Buescher. I might be able to come out with some of the pack. Yep, they're coming out of pit road right now, so I might be able to stay in a pack. But I'm taking the lead. I'm getting a bonus point here. I'll take it. I mean, we're locked into the chase, but we gotta make sure we stay in the top 30 in points. I don't see that being a huge issue, but it could become one. Alright, we're here with Labonte. We're not going to pit this time. We're going to pit next time. Lap 12 going into 13. Just going to draft with Labonte to keep our speed up here. Again, not this time, but next time by. So we're still the leader at this point. Brad Keselowski is 30 seconds behind, so he's probably up the road a little bit here. This track is big enough to where we're not going to be able to lap anybody without a pack, so most people will stay on the lead lap, so even if there is a caution, they'll stay on the lead lap. So we are pitting this time by. This is the halfway mark. Or will be when we cross the line. Fill it up with fuel. We're only going to do 2 tires, right side tires. I don't need to do left sides for any reason. So we just gotta make sure we don't speed going on the pit road. We get a good entry. Only right side tires, like I said. We're gonna start lifting off now. Brake.
Slow down. Slow down.
55, beautiful. No, 2 tires. Not gonna make any other adjustments. Full fuel load, 2 tires, no repair. So hopefully that 2 tires will help us maintain a decent position. But really, we're going to the end, and I think they're going to have to pit again. So either way, we'll be in an advantage. These 2 tires should help us get a better running position. But there goes the leader, Brad Keselowski, right now. So let's see where we shake out here. We were 22nd, 21st, I believe, before pit stop started. I'm going to try to stay on the apron, abide by the rules of NASCAR. But we're 15th right now. We'll come up onto the track right now. We got nobody with us. But and there's the caution. Oh no. Well, we're going to stay out. But that ruins most of our strategy. I mean, we're going to come out with the lead here, but there's no way we're going to be able to maintain it. This is going to be a disaster. That's what I talk about with this game. This game just doesn't want you to get ahead. If they don't want me to be able to have a fuel mileage gambit, then make sure that there's no way for you to have a fuel mileage gambit. Alright, I protected the high side, which was probably a bad decision. Kurt Busch got below me. I got Brad Keselowski behind me. We got Dale Jr. forming a third line here. I'm going to go down low again, protect the bottom. I feel more confident with that. Regardless, if we can maintain this relative position, we're going to be in a much better place than where we were. Obviously, we would have been in a terrific place if there was no caution, but that's not how this game likes to operate, unfortunately. We're just protecting 3 wide here. I'm going to block Mears, block Almirola, block Mears again. I'm fine with Kyle Busch going up on the high side. He doesn't really have any help. Like I said, I'm going to stick to the bottom. I feel more confident with that. Almirola can get in front of me. Blaney just runs right into me. Almirola's going to help me get up to speed a little faster. But he immediately abandons me. We're just not fast enough to be able to maintain, but at this rate, if we can stay where we are, maybe lose a couple more positions, but for the most part stay where we are, we're going to be in good shape. Now we have cars in front of us that we can draft with. That helps out a lot. Remember, our sponsorship objective for 20th and 25th. So, I moved up. I was able to block Harvick. Got Harvick and Busch. Harvick has the help. Busch does not. Well, he didn't until now. Five laps to go, I think it is this time. Yep. unfortunate that we couldn't play out the fuel mileage, but still a better place than where we were. We would have had an easy win if there was no cautions, but
Car high.
that's unfortunately not the case. How did I hit him, and then he's still able to get around me?
Stay low.
Somebody explain that to me.
Car high.
I'm sure James is going to comment, oh, there's some sort of physics involved and all that stuff, and make me feel bad about myself, like he usually does. But I do appreciate James. James, if you're watching, there's a little shout out to you. Alright, Harvick just rammed it in there. Now we're in bad shape. Again, better than where we were, but I really would have liked to see that fuel mileage stuff play out. We're losing the drafts ahead of us, unfortunately. And we got 3 wide pack coming behind us. Martin Truex Jr. is just plowing by with absolutely no drafting help. Thank you, physics. Makes perfect sense. We just need to maintain a top 20. Remember, top 20 is our sponsorship objective. I gave up the bottom. That was a stupid decision on my part.
Car low.
Now we're getting passed by the eventual winner of this race, Ricky Stenhouse.
Car low.
Dang it. This is for 20th right here. Can you turn rubber banding off now? Please?
Still there.
Oh my gosh. We need to stay right here.
Still there. Car high.
But Dylan's about to pass me with absolutely no drafting help again.
Still there. Still there. Okay, you go. Stay focused.
2 to go this time. We gotta maintain this position for our sponsorship objective.
Stay low. Still there.
I'm not gonna give this position up easy. Dylan's hanging there even though he has absolutely no drafting help. That's so frustrating. Are we really that slow, or is the game just that stupid? It's probably a combo, but it's just so frustrating. He has absolutely no drafting help, and he's able to get by me when I'm right on the bumper of Paul Menard, and I have Greg Biffle behind me. That's so frustrating. And now both of them are starting to pull away. This is just frustrating, but this game has its flaws, and restrictor plate racing is most definitely one of them. They probably should have just taken New Technics' restrictor plate formula and made a couple tweaks to it. But this restrictor plate racing is so unrealistic. Everybody's strung out, there's no pack. People are passing each other without any drafting help. This is just really unrealistic. We're going to be stuck in 21st here, unfortunately. We got to keep this position from Greg Biffle behind us. But that's just really frustrating. And this game just throws random yellows, even though fuel mileage is a part of NASCAR. And I guarantee there was absolutely no reason to throw that yellow.
We'll get them next time.
That's just frustrating. We'll be able to upgrade our equipment, so that's a plus at least. But that's just frustrating. 24,000. We're in the chase because of the win, but I'm sure that didn't help our actual point standings. Yep, we're 17th. Trevor Bayne must have won this race or something. I didn't see the results. I'll have to check that back at the menu. Because he has a win now. We're going to Kansas next. We're going to have a string of probably pretty crappy races coming up. Kansas, Dover, and Charlotte. So who won? Yep, Trevor Bayne won. Alright. Let's make that adjust the upgrade. Horsepower improvement would have been really helpful here, but now we have a long ways to go before we can get the engine shop. So, that's a pretty short episode for NASCAR Heat Evolution. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked this video, be sure to hit that thumbs up button. And if you want to see more content from ATF Gaming, be sure to hit that red subscribe button. And I will see you in the next episode. Bye.